Brought to you by our sponsors, William Richmond Inc., Chesapeake's Bounty, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, McNellis Group Properties, Shady Lane Construction, LLC, R.E. Graves Heating and Air Conditioning, Chesapeake Plastics, Precise Systems, and G&H Jewelers. Live from the JB Weather Center, this is a Weather Alert Update. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Forecaster John Bordash with you here in the Storm Center to continue to keep you updated on the evolving severe weather threat we have across the region. And we do now have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for portions of northern Charles and southern Prince George's counties now. This is here for this orange polygon, and this severe thunderstorm warning goes until 6 o'clock for these areas. We have a pretty electrified storm moving through portions of northern Virginia, getting into portions of eastern Fairfax and southeastern Prince William counties, and this will be moving into these regions here, shaded in orange, over the next hour or so. So areas like Waldorf, just north of La Plata, Indian Head, on over towards Akakeek, Brandywine, Clinton, Maryland. These are all going to be the locations that we're talking about for the potential to see some severe weather. This storm does have a history of producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and we have reports of golf ball size hail with this as well. And this storm is producing a lot of lightning. With this one storm alone, we are getting 100 and now 164 strikes. You can see the counter right up here in the top part of your screen. As we zoom out, everyone remains under the severe thunderstorm watch. All counties in blue, all of southern Maryland, and just about all of the northern neck of Virginia. We've been monitoring to see if these additional storms are able to form on the southern periphery of the main area of storminess to the north, and if they could impact our region. And we're beginning to see that take shape. Not only are we tracking this one storm that's going to be moving into parts of Charles and PG County over the next hour, we have an additional area of storminess to the northwest of Fredericksburg, out here in southern portions of Fauquier County. This, additionally, will be at least trying to move closer towards our region as these storms continue to move eastward, and if this storm continues to move closer towards our region, we would see this move into portions of southern Charles and parts of St. Mary's County, probably over the next hour to hour and a half. So everyone should remain weather ready this afternoon and evening. The severe thunderstorm watch does go until 10 o'clock, and we're going to continue to watch the situation. These storms are definitely dangerous. They're producing damaging winds, some large hail, and a lot of lightning. Again, just with really now these two storms, 194 lightning strikes across the region. So that's nothing to play around with, and we're going to continue to watch this potential. But I think everyone really has a potential to see some form of at least rain tonight. We're eventually going to transition over to a period of plain rain. Give me 1 second here. And it looks like we have a new severe thunderstorm warning, and that's to the north. So this is northern parts of PG and Anne Arundel County. So I believe I will need to get a post up about this with this, because I believe one got automated, because that is for parts of PG and Anne Arundel County. Granted, this is for the northern parts of these counties. But as I get that together, we will continue just to walk through this with you. We're going to see this, after about sunset, we're going to see the actual cold front, the main focal point of the cooler air coming into our region, really begin to work in. And as that happens, we're going to transition really from the severe thunderstorm threat to more of a heavy rain and maybe some thunder, but mainly a heavy rain threat this evening. And really that's going to be between about 7 o'clock and maybe as late as midnight, 2 a.m. in the morning. And we'll play that out for you on Futurecast here in just a second. What I do want to do is go ahead and get this warning posted up now over to the Facebook and Twitter pages, and I am not the best at doing multiple things at one time. So let's see, as a history, and thankfully with our new weather provider, these warnings get posted close to automatically. So let me get that loaded up. Awesome. That's all good to go. Yeah, so let's get into this. First, before we get into Futurecast, what I definitely want to do is kind of dissect these two storms. These are really going to be the two storms we're watching in our region. What I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to turn off these tracking features because they just kind of tend to get in the way. And we're going to go ahead and throw on our own tracks here. Manual track, you want to draw a new one. Let's just do it for the entire shebang here. And we're moving 85. I think that might be a little bit too overdone. I think we're moving more like this. 28. Alright, so this is just a general look at timing with this line of storms. So let's move this out of the way. Let's move this out of the way a little bit, kind of clear the screen up here for you. And what you can see is that this general area of storminess, again, we're talking at least one severe storm, this northern one, but this southern storm that's going to be eventually moving into parts of our region will additionally have the threat to bring in some pretty hefty conditions. Will be moving into our region. So we're talking about storms beginning to get into the Waldorf area in about the next half an hour. So do keep that in mind as these storms continue to push eastward. And I think that, again, most of us are going to be seeing rain as we head further on into the day-to-day into the evening hours. Let's get you over to that Futurecast quick and kind of show you what the general timeline will look what we're going to be looking at as we head through the rest of today. So let's get some of let's clear this up just a little bit. Let's get Futurecast loaded up here. That'll really help us to kind of present the forecast here. We want to run this from about 5 o'clock on over. Let's go 5 a.m. We want to go ahead and load that loop, and let's make sure we have Futurecast loaded up here. So yeah, so the Futurecast already beginning to go a little bonkers here. I'm not sure this is necessarily too on it, honestly. This model's been having a little bit of a hard time today, kind of struggling with everything, but this would be what Futurecast, and actually if we even get this started up a little earlier here, let's load that loop up. And as that loads, what you'll see here is we're really just kind of timing up these storms for you as we continue to watch this. And I want to make sure that we're getting this loaded up correctly here. But yeah, so Futurecast, as we begin this off right around 5 o'clock as it begins to load, and I can only kind of generally talk for but so long. There we go. So right around 5 o'clock, it has this initial storm we're talking about that's going to be moving into PG and Charles County, so not doing too bad of a job. But as we move this forward here, getting us on over towards about 7 o'clock, you can see that it really begins to move that entire line of storms we have right now into our region. So again, it's really going to be dependent, our storm chances, on if we're able to really develop the southern part of this line. We're beginning to see that happen, and this model does indeed think that that will happen as we push towards 6, 7, as we push this on forward towards 8 o'clock. But what I want you to notice is as that pushes out, we see additional areas of rain develop in our region. And by the time we head over towards midnight, we could be looking at a second round. I don't know if these will necessarily be severe storms for us, but what I think these could be are heavy rain producers, and we could be looking at least some thunder with these. And then these really get out of here by the morning rush tomorrow. But as we just kind of rewind this, you see we have our initial area of storminess that pushes through, and it takes that southern storm down here that we're tracking that's now in Fauquier County, and this northern storm pushing into PG and Charles County. It takes that northern storm up through portions of northern Calvert and southern Anne Arundel County, and that southern storm really helps to develop it as it pushes in here into southern Maryland. And then behind that, we see rain stick around, and then we see an additional area of rain that pushes in. So it's going to be really difficult to see if one area was going to be favored to see rain over another. I think everyone has about the same chance to see rain. I don't know about storms. We'll have to see. Those are really, kind of finicky and kind of depend on exactly where these storms really want to track. But I think everyone has the chance to see storms this afternoon, and then more of a heavy rain threat this evening going to the overnight hours. We do clear up for tomorrow, and tomorrow will actually be a little warm. We'll be getting into the middle to upper 80s tomorrow, a little cooler than today, though. But as we rewind here, let's just get recentered back. Let's get radar loaded back up here. Let's get these warnings loaded back up just to give you a quick idea where we currently do sit with everything. Make sure, yeah, we got that loaded up. And I actually do want to go ahead and get those tracking objects showing up again. There we go. Yeah, the newest National Weather Service track for the core of this this northern edge storm here does have this pushing into portions of Clinton, and Brandywine here, as we head on over towards about 5:30 or so. We're going to continue to watch that potential. And we do have this storm on up towards the north as well. We don't want to forget about this one moving out of portions of Montgomery County, moving into Howard, northern PG, and parts of Anne Arundel County, eventually getting over towards Severn by about 5:58. So we're going to watch this. This one should stay north of Annapolis, but we had this entire line, really extending from all the way up into New York, through portions of Pennsylvania, here into parts of Maryland, and then down into parts of Virginia. And behind this, we can see additional storm development here, back out towards the west. And as we really try to zoom things out here, you can see we have this additional area of rain that's still going to have to push through this evening. So we're going to continue to watch that as well. The severe threat, the highest severe threat is really between about now and 10. But I really think we're talking about rain anywhere from about now up until about midnight, 1, 2, maybe even as late as 3 a.m. for you. But the highest severe threat is really going to be between about now and 10 o'clock. So over about the next 4 or 5 hours, you're going to want to stay tuned, continue to stay updated. And I think all of us should really be aware for that threat of severe storms in our region. I see Amy saying it's starting to get dark in Angelman, and I would believe that out here in the Charles County Panhandle, you have a couple of those storms getting ready to push on. And so we're going to continue to watch this. This is going to be something that's going to continue to develop, and it's going to be something that we want to definitely keep in mind, especially as our PM commute continues to go on across the region. So do stay weather aware, especially if you have any travel plans up and down 301, potentially even Route 5. And on over towards Route 4 as well. But these storms just continue to really bubble up here. And actually, if I turn off this version, and if we get this loaded up, which you can really see here, and actually I want to do this maybe just for the last hour and a half, kind of just show you how these storms have just kind of bubbled up here. And even if we kind of bring this down to maybe just the last 30 minutes, you can just see these storms gradually working their way here to the east. And now moving across portions of northern Virginia. These two storms, again, lots of lightning getting produced with these storms as well. We're getting upwards of 150 strikes, especially just with this northern storm alone. We're getting up near 82 strikes alone. So that's, that's quite a loud thunderstorm. Shannon wants to know where in the pool in Lexington Park, about how much time do we have left before we should start heading in. Shannon, I would say probably in the next hour and a half-ish. I mean, Lexington Park, again, it's really hard to answer those specific locations because of that. Your forecast here on Lexington Park, the short-term forecast, is dependent on the southern storm over here. If this is able to track a little further north and this maybe even dies out a little bit, you won't have as much to worry about down towards Lexington Park, Valley, Lee, Scotland. But if these storms continue to track south and east, you could be talking about something about the next hour and a half. So I would definitely stay weather aware, Shannon, down towards Lexington Park. And I would be ready maybe in about the next hour and a half to move indoors. These are very electrified storms. I mean, we're up to 150 strikes out of these two storms. And this southern one is really starting to become strong. And I wouldn't be surprised to see an additional severe thunderstorm warning put on that one as well. Oh. I see Carol says that it's beginning to get dark over towards Akakie, and that's really where you're getting this storm up here over towards portions of northern Virginia, getting ready to move into southeastern parts of PG County. So do keep that in mind as you head out. But we're going to continue to watch this. Stay tuned to JB Weather. I'll continue to have updates here on Facebook as well as over on Twitter. Again, we're tracking these two storms down here. We're tracking an additional storm up here towards portions of the northern portions of our coverage zone, Howard County, on over towards PG and Anne Arundel County. Severe thunderstorm watch really does go up. It continues up until about 10 o'clock. Not only want to know about how about on St. George Island again. Those individual locations. I know everyone wants an in their backyard forecast. It's really, with severe thunderstorms, it's really difficult to kind of pinpoint what, St. George Island over Lexington Park or over Prince Frederick. Down here, though, severe thunderstorm watches up until 10. So do be weather aware, and I would definitely expect some gnarly weather, at least a little bit of rain, probably some thunderstorms, though, after about 7 or 8 o'clock. Yeah. In my backyard questions. Megan wants to know if it's going to rain in Lesby. If you're looking for a binary answer, I would say probably yes. But yes, that's about all I have for you right now. Stay tuned. We're going to continue to watch these storms as they continue to kind of try to push into our region here over the next 1, 2, 3 hours, and really that threat of rain is going to be around our region all the way into the overnight hours. So stay tuned. I will continue to keep you one step ahead of these storms and continue to keep you updated. If we get any new warnings or this situation with these severe thunderstorms gets worse, I will come back on here live to give you an update. But until then, have a nice and safe one, and please keep it tuned.